Hello my beautiful souls, my lovely people. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new, welcome. Hello, hi, my name is Janessa-Belle. In this video, I wanted to address my journey. How I got into spirituality, how I got into witchcraft, how I got into psychedelics, how I got into the journey of the self is what I like to call it, because to me, no, it is no longer a spiritual journey. I feel like life itself is a fucking journey, so that's the life. That's the hello that's the journey that I am on, is the journey of life. Just literally, I'm 20 years old. I'm figuring things out in my life, how I want things to be, learning how I affect people and other things around me. So without any further ado, let's get right into the story. I wanted to start this story. If you see me looking down, I have my notebook. I literally wrote so I wouldn't get off track, because I do a lot of side stories for some reason. Just when I talk, there's always so much to talk about, and I want to make this video as enlightening as possible without making it an hour-long conversation with my phone. Don't have the storage for that shit. Okay, to start with, I'm gonna start in middle school, because that's kind of where everything transpired. When I got to 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, life was changing. People were changing. When I was in elementary school, I was this angel of a fucking child. I did everything that people asked me to do. And when I hit middle school, I just started hanging out with different people and seeing how different people really act and how they are and how their lives are. And it kind of opened my perspective. Started smoking weed. I did start skipping classes in middle school. Oh my God, I was bad. 7th grade, I think it was. Getting into, these little cliques with the wrong people, or not necessarily the wrong people, but just people that were encouraging my bullshit. You know what I mean? So it wasn't necessarily a beneficial experience in the way of education as far as that goes. I didn't believe in anything. My grandma was a Catholic woman. She grew up a Catholic woman, and my mom she never really talked about anything religious around us. She said she didn't like us going to church. Me and my brothers, she didn't like going to church herself. So church and Jesus and the religion of Christianity and Catholicism, it's always so hard for me to say that word, Catholicism, were never really in my radar. But everybody else around me growing up was either Christian or Catholic, or they believed in Jesus. The biggest celebrity for me growing up, like, yes, you had regular celebrities, but Jesus was the it factor of me growing up. Like, for some reason, everybody was just obsessed with this man, and I'm like, I don't even understand the story. Anyway, long story short, I went through a pretty hard time in middle school. And 9th and 10th grade was when I really started to not give a fuck about anything, and I realized that I was depressed. I realized that school was something for me that I genuinely didn't care about it. And it's not that I didn't care about getting my education, because I always had. It was just I felt like what they were educating me about was not it. Like, you guys are wasting my fucking time by doing this, and I'm not going to sit here while you waste my fucking time. So I'm gonna go waste my time having fun, smoking weed, and living my teenage girl life. But at the end of the day, again, like I said, I didn't know what to believe in at that time, because it was like Jesus and Christianity to me was so, like, there was something up with that for me. There was just something where I could not wrap my head around the story that they were projecting to people. It makes more sense now that I'm, involved in the whole spirituality thing, and I've researched Catholicism and Christianity and where it roots back to. So it makes more sense to me now, but the way that everybody had explained it when I was growing up just didn't make sense. I remember one day, I don't know what grade I was in. I was in high school, so I had to be in 9th grade. Me and my mom had gotten into it. I had stayed out later than I was supposed to, and I was walking home. My phone was dead. I could not get in contact with anybody. I was walking home from the park that's near my house. It just started, like, I was in such a dark place at that time. Like, a whole bunch of shit was happening, and whatever friendships I had, it was just drama every turn, at home, at school. It was never ending for me. And I just started ranting to whoever was listening, and I'm like, you know what? This is so fucking stupid. If God is real, if you're so fucking real, then interact with me. Have somebody honk at me 3 times so I know it's you when they go by. It was like 1 minute 30 seconds, I swear. I started freaking out. Somebody drove by in a little red, like, beat up little car, and they honked 3 times. I shit you not. I looked around and I was like, this cannot be happening. This is not real. So I say it again. I'm like, okay, if you know, just for confirmation purposes, make somebody honk 2 times this time. And somebody, I shit you not, somebody 2 minutes later drove by and did 2 honks. And I was like, this is nuts. So the whole walk home, I'm just talking. Like, I'm literally just talking out loud. And I'm like, look, I don't know what you are, and I don't really know how you work, but I would like to, because I'm just stuck and I don't really understand like why I'm here and what the fuck I'm here to do. Like, my life makes no fucking sense right now. It's so pointless. Like, that is literally my conversation with the all infinite, whatever you call it, God, whatever. Just constantly complaining and letting it know, like, dude, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, and I don't know how to fix it. So somebody, like, send one of your angels, something, please help me. From the time I had that conversation out loud by myself walking home, I had went home and I had been watching pick-a-card readings for tarot cards, because for some reason tarot card readings to me were always so interesting. Like, fortune tellers and all that type of stuff, like numerology and astrology, was always interesting to me. And keep in mind, like I said, this was in 9th and 10th grade, before the pandemic happened. The pandemic occurred when I was halfway through 10th grade. Spring break in 10th grade is when Corona hit. Before that, before pandemic, okay, that is a bookmark, is the pandemic. But before that, I had been watching pick-a-card readings on YouTube from Shanetta's Divine Tarot and Chloe Taylor. I still watch Chloe Taylor to this day. I fucking love her. She's just amazing. If you're not watching her, what are you doing? I started watching their cards, and I talked to my grandma about it, and she was like, oh, that's so funny, because I just got my cards read by my coworker at work. Long story short, I book a reading with her coworker, and I get my cards read by her. And that moment, that experience where I got my cards read by her, changed my whole perspective of life. Like, I was sitting there, and it's different when it's on a phone in front of you, because you're always suspicious. You're like, okay, this resonates with me, but I still don't understand how it works. Like, I didn't care that it resonated with me or what she was really saying. I just was like, how? Like, how do you do that? How do you do this? What do you do to... How do you know me, bitch? I had never met this woman a day in my life. You know what I mean? And I gave her my birth chart information, and she printed all of that out for me. I still have it all in a little folder in my room. She told me that I am at the beginning of my journey, like the Fool's Journey. If you know anything about tarot, if not, it's okay, because I'm gonna go a little bit into it anyway. But the Fool's Journey is literally the whole tarot. The whole Rider-Waite Tarot's deck is about the Fool's Journey, and the journey that the Fool goes on, which is you when you first start your journey. So from that reading on, this is why I love doing readings for people, because I'm like, if I can make people feel the way that she made me feel, bitch, like, that's just the best thing. It's just so solidifying to yourself to know, like, okay, I helped. Not only did I help you, like, see whatever it is that you cannot see unconsciously, but I'm opening you to a whole nother world. And that's what she did for me. So that led me into buying my own deck of tarot cards. That was the first thing I did after that reading. The next week after, I was like, I need to go get a deck of cards. So I went to go get a deck of cards. I started learning how to read. And then at that time, that is when Corona happened, was when I started to learn how to read tarot cards and all of that stuff. When I really, really awoken, and when I say awoken, I hate when people use the term, oh, you're woke. It's not like you're woke, it's just like you awaken from this fucking illusion that you've been in for your entire life. So it feels like you're coming out of a fucking dream. You're like, how have I been living like this? What am I doing right now? And so many of those I'm awakening experiences inside of this awakening. It never stops, in my opinion. Like, in my experience, the awakenings never, ever, ever stop. Ever. I've been on my journey for, what is it? 4 or 5 years now, since the end of 2019. And I'm still awakening right now as I'm making this video. Like, me stepping out and making YouTube videos and being able to share this experience with you guys, whoever is watching. It's just, this is a new awakening for me, because I'm finally comfortable enough with myself where I can sit down in my room and talk to a fucking camera. With the tarot, this led me down a path of learning the symbolism of numbers, learning the symbolism of colors, learning the symbolism of animals, learning the symbolism of direction. Tarot, everything comes together in tarot, and that's why I love it so much. But the symbolism of everything really led me down the path to occultism and witchcraft, because when you go into tarot cards, doing tarot cards to me is not witchcraft. It's not occult magic. It's not anything like that. Anybody can read cards. Anybody can interpret pictures. It's just, I feel like when you learn the symbolism and everything like that, it just makes it so much easier for you to read, because you understand what the pictures themselves say on a base level, and you can put them all together. But that's a whole different thing. So when I learned all the symbolism, it led me down to witchcraft, because when you're learning, number one, when you're learning anything about astrology or numerology, there's obviously going to be like content and videos and other books that draw you in to learn about witchcraft and learning about the occult. And I don't think it's a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to be invested in witchcraft, or be invested in occultism, or be invested in Christianity, or be invested in Buddhism. It doesn't matter what you do. Nobody really cares. It's just what you do with what you learn. How do you apply that knowledge? You know what I mean? So in witchcraft, witchcraft led me to learn how to protect myself energetically. It taught me about energy. That was the first thing that really taught me about energy, besides the tarot cards and my grandma's friend explaining to me how energy kind of works and giving me like a little meditation to do by myself. Witchcraft really opened me up to being able to understand what energy is and how it kind of works with everything and why we're all here together. And then that led me on to my journey of taking psychedelics. Disclaimer before I tell this story, I am not encouraging anybody to take psychedelics. For me, it's not a party drug. Whenever I did take psychedelics, I haven't taken them in quite a while, a fat minute. It was always to open my mind. The first time I ever did psychedelics, it was the most craziest experience I've ever had. Even to this day, I still so vividly remember little details about the trip that I had. Telling the story makes me so nervous. People are so judgmental, but I was with maybe 3 friends that I had at the time, and we were all tripping together. Okay, so there was 4 of us, whatever. We were all tripping, having a good time, and I remember whenever I closed my eyes, there would be colors everywhere. Oh my God, there would be colors everywhere. And then when I opened my eyes, the colors kind of stayed or took shape of the people that were sitting around. Like my one friend, she had purple, like her aura, and I didn't know this at the time, but her aura was purple. Her energy that she was radiating was purple. Somebody else next to me, his was red, and then the other person's was green. Mine was yellow or golden, somebody said. We were all watching a movie. I look over and my friend is like, "What?" And I'm like, "What?" I'm like looking back at each other at the same time. Right before he said something to me, I would get it automatically and I would answer his question. And it was so weird because I had never experienced anything like that. I didn't even know it was possible. It blew my mind that we were kind of like telepathically speaking to each other. Like when other people would say something, we would look at each other and you could tell, like I could tell, he could tell what we were thinking. It was so weird. The psychedelics opened my perspective of living, of the human brain, of how we perceive things, of what we've been told our entire lives has been almost a lie. We don't have superhuman abilities, maybe not like you see in the movie, but I guarantee you, I've seen it, I've experienced it. The only thing that, draws hesitation is other people's opinion. I'm here to tell my experience, okay? In that moment, when I had taken psychedelics, I hate saying this, I really do, but my third eye opened. I was awoken to this reality that I didn't even know existed. I was so in my own little box, and I feel like ever since the pandemic happened, a lot of people have been kind of breaking out of their box and trying new things or not trying new things, and I get it. So after I had tripped a few times with friends, like that was just the first trip. I kept on progressing. I kept learning I kept doing tarot card readings. I was invested. When I tell you, I was sitting at home every day in this room, in the same exact room that I'm filming in right now, I was researching my ass off. I was looking up everything. Any question that I possibly had, I went down a rabbit hole until I found something that resonated with my soul that I felt like was true, and I ran with that. You've seen anything, literally fucking anything that I posted on Snapchat in the past 3 to 4 years, I was cuckoo. So with this, and this, you guys have to keep in mind that this is happening over the span of years. Nothing happens overnight, and that's something I've learned the hard way. Everything that I've done has happened with a progressive amount of time and energy. You have to put in time and take energy out of yourself to put action into implementing whatever it is that you're learning. That is such an important part of this journey. Oh my God, commercials. You're so fucking irrelevant. Everybody that's on a spiritual journey has gone through this phase of themselves. Maybe you're going through it right now if you're on a spiritual journey, where they literally feel and think that they are God, because you are. Everybody is God in their own sense. Everybody has this energy in them that is pure consciousness and awareness, your inner self, right? So some people take that to the extreme and literally walk around telling other people that they're God and whatever I do is justified because I'm God and da-da-da-da. It's a God complex, savior complex, whatever. A lot of people get that because they go into psychosis, because when you are learning all of these things and you're constantly like evolving and you're seeing everybody else kind of stay in the same place, it makes you feel like, oh, I'm doing this and nobody else is doing this. Never like that. And you get humbled real quick when you have psychosis. And after I went through that I got humbled, whatever. I got into a relationship with somebody that is spiritual as well. I'm still with him to this day. So ever since then, it's not a negative experience that I had with psychedelics. It was very intense, and it lasted a lot longer than it usually would. In that time that it was lasting, I was losing my sanity. I'm not joking. On the inside, I was screaming, like I was trying to put everything together, and then I ended up I literally texted almost everybody that I felt like I had done wrong in some kind of way, and I apologized, and then I moved on with my life. And it felt like I started off with a clean slate almost. Like the universe put me through. They're like, oh, you gotta do better, do better, you're so mean to me. Whatever. After that, I got in a relationship, and I started to use my magic in my everyday life, implementing that in my everyday life, because I found that with magic in general, magic is not, oh, I'm gonna pull a rabbit out of my fucking ass. You know what I mean? Magic is more of like, I'm doing things with intention. I'm doing things with will. I'm doing things with the knowing that it is going to work for me, and that whatever I'm doing is going to have a ripple effect in this universe, in this world, no matter what it is, whether it's positive or negative. It will always ripple effect outwardly into the universe. Me learning that, I was still in high school at this time. Like I said, Corona hit the spring of 2020, and then I think 2021 was when I went back to school. I went to a different school though. I didn't go to the public high school that I went to in 9th and 10th grade. I ended up going to a charter school called Aloma. Shout out to Aloma. I love Aloma. I will preach their name until the day that they are out of business. I swear to God, if it wasn't for that school, I would not have graduated. Boone, if you're watching this, I don't like you. I don't like your school. So anyway, I went to Aloma, and I pushed through every day. It was so hard for me because I had fallen behind about 1.5 years, because during the pandemic, you best believe my ass was not on them damn Zoom calls. I did not sign in. I did not do a damn thing at that school because I wanted to go to Aloma either way, whether the pandemic was going on or not. So I had to catch up, and I was so strict and disciplined with myself when I was at school. I was like, I gotta get this done. And then like halfway through everything, I was just like, I was so fed up. I'm like, I'm doing all this work and I'm getting nowhere. I just want to graduate. I just want to live my life, And I ended up graduating, which I never thought it was gonna happen. I never thought I was ever gonna graduate, just because, like I said, when I started skipping class and smoking weed in 7th grade, me graduating was such a big accomplishment for me. Not just because, like, I didn't get fucking education at all. Yes, I know my ABCs. Yes, I know how to do basic math. What the fuck else did you teach me? Nothing. Graduated, and it made me feel like, okay, no matter how stupid something is, I know that if I put my focus on it, like if I really put my focus on it and I work every day towards it, and I don't take a lot of time off, and I really, when I say focus, bro, I mean focus. When I really focus on this, it will get done, and it'll get done like this. Ever since I had that mindset where, okay, I know I can do whatever it is that I want to do. It just is going to take time, and it's going to take a little bit of effort. Everything fell into place. I'm telling you, I suck at math, and I had a math teacher there that helped me every single day. He put more work into my work than I did. The universe lined everything up for me, and it's like, here you go, just show up. Literally just fucking show up and you'll get it done. So graduating was definitely a big accomplishment for me, just because I showed myself that I can do anything I put my mind to. I can incorporate my magic into my everyday life, because you best believe I was doing magic before and after I went to school. Get that energy going, manifest a little bit more, and help me get through it quicker. All that I'm going to tell you is that you don't have to do magic in order to manifest. Manifesting is something that we do simultaneously every single day, every second, ever since we got here till the day we die. I think that is one of the reasons why spirits and souls like to come to this earth, because it is such a magical place. It is so magical in the way that it is made up of different minerals from different planets and different animals from different, species. And I think it is such an amazing thing to be alive and to be here. But when we get caught up in the everyday life, trying to go to work and trying to go to school and trying to do this, and some of us don't know what we really want, and that's okay. Take a breath, let's calm down. I guess my whole point of this video was just to not only share my experience of how far that I've come, but to encourage others to do the same, because you can literally do anything you put your mind to if you just focus. See it in your mind before it happens. Have that end goal in your mind, then do little things every day to meet that goal. Like for me today, I want to do more YouTube videos, so I decided to sit down and actually record. That is all I can do today. I might not post this video today, I might not edit this video today, but me just sitting here making the video and being able to know that I am putting effort towards what I want to do, it helps, and it makes me feel so much better knowing that I'm doing something every day, or at least twice a week, making a video twice a week so I can post it on YouTube, because I know where I want to go, and I know what I want, and I know how the fuck I'm gonna get there now. So y'all better watch out. I just wanted the people that come to my channel to get to know me better and get to know my journey and get to know why I'm doing this journey. Not only do I want to inspire others, but I also want to let them know that I'm also a human being. I have made so many fucking mistakes. It's not even funny. But the fact is that you're able to forgive yourself when, people say that, oh, only God can judge you, is true. But when you realize that you are the God that everybody talks about, maybe not in the sense that you take care of everybody and that you implement certain things, but from the stance that you are a creator. You're here to create, whether that is, whether you like math or you like art, it doesn't matter. You're here to create something and leave your fingerprint on the earth in whatever way, shape, or form that may be. And I just want everybody to be able to do that, because I'm doing it, and it makes me feel so much better living wise. I'm not as stressed as I am when you chase your dreams and you chase your goals and you don't let them slip out of your focus. Everything aligns for you in the universe. It's so weird that when you, like I said, when you align yourself with your inner self, with the self that knows what you want, with the self that understands your dreams and doesn't think that they're stupid and silly, it will lead you. It will lead you. God, the universe, your angels, your ancestors, whatever it is that you believe in, it will lead you on the path to your highest envisioned reality. And that is the goal, in my opinion. I don't know who wouldn't want to live in their highest envisioned reality, but I sure as hell did. If you liked my story, if you have any similar experiences or questions that you want to ask me, or recommendations for a next video that you want me to make, please leave that in the comment section below. That helps me so much when people let me know their feedback or what they think or what they want to hear from me, so I don't have to sit here and fucking think for an hour about what I want to record today. Please like, comment, subscribe, put the little bell notification on so you know when I post a video. Leave my social medias in the description below. Anyways, I love you guys. Bye.